It's 2016, and you have to wonder, why would I be wearing a Viva Shae t-shirt? Well, maybe this Shae is not C-H-E, but it's S-H-A-I, as in Shailene Woodley, the actress you know from the Divergent series, who was arrested and released on bond while protesting a huge oil pipeline. You've heard of the XL Keystone. Well, imagine this bigger, badder, and worse straight ahead.
I've spent a decade taking a bite out of conspiracy theories, unraveling urban legends, and grappling with worldwide top secret issues.
I've even racked up some of their awards.
All while ferreting out the bottom line.
On all topics, controversial, bizarre, and taboo. Interviewing movers and shakers, agitators and muckrakers.
But that doesn't answer my question. That is all I'm answering.
With me, GoHarrison, as your guide.
Harrison with you. This is GoHarrison, carried live on a variety of different streamers, a variety of different FMs up and down the west coast of California, east coast of the United States, and a few here and there in Europe. We're going to go right now live to the Standing Rock Indian Reservation, where, as you know, actress Shailene Woodley, whose picture you see right next to me, she was recently arrested for protesting a major oil pipeline going through Indian land, a pipeline that would in effect destroy the water supply. And whether or not you believe in climate change or anything going on in the world, you probably drink water too. And her water ends up being your water at the end of the day. Earth doesn't have a boundary or a barrier, and that's sort of the name of the game. The largest gathering of American Indians in 100 years. Right now we're going to talk to Cody Hall. He's the media spokesman for the Red Warrior Group. They're basically the Marine Corps of these activists who are standing up against this, what appears to be an illegally happening oil pipeline. And Cody Hall, I want to welcome you to GoHarrison.
Oh, Madaka here. Hey, hello.
Hey, we're glad to have you there. And tell us what's going on the ground right now. Shailene Woodley, the actress from Divergent series, was arrested because she seems to think that running oil through people's water and sacred lands is not such a great idea. And she's not alone in that, is she?
No, she's not. There's thousands of people from around the world that have heard this message. And, Shailene is just one of those thousands of people that have stepped up and showed support, for our humanitarian issue that we're fighting here in North Dakota. So,
right on the eve of National Indigenous Day. Convenient, huh? It's disgusting. Anyway, riot police are arriving at this peaceful protest where people are praying, tying up tobacco ties, prayer ties. Can't. Oh my God, there's so many riot police coming in.
Stay behind the banner! Get back! Get back behind the banner! Get back behind the banner!
Which banner?
This one!
Huh? Here, I'm taking it. I don't want a banner.
Oh my God, they all have batons.
we're here to take a stand in defiance with to show that we are fighting for our land and our water rights, but also to show that the rest of the world that Native Americans, Indigenous people, are still not seen as equal in America.
It's interesting you say that, and the double question is, why are Native Americans considered not quite human in the American culture? Part two is maybe a half answer to that. One of the things the British did immediately, and America did immediately when establishing this land, through treaties that were broken, by the way, is maintain water rights, rights of reparation, and other things as they're legally called, water being the most important thing for for shipping as it is right now, going through the Northwest Passage. First time because of climate change. The glaciers have melted sufficient to actually be able to carry things. That water is precious. It is to you for a really a different reason. Help white people understand why water is different to you than the way they've been looking at it commercially.
Well, water is life. If you think of it, it's real simple. As the Lakota a way of life, our Lakota spirituality.
How do we get out of here? I can't get arrested.
The listeners of your show, they're essentially going to come together when they cook a meal tonight because that's water. And, we consume it all. So, like I said, it's very simple. Water is life.
And the human body is, over 94% water, too. So whether you like it or not, water is the name of the game, and it is the plot of the play at the end of the day about who owns what. I mean, we're now to that point where everybody drinks bottled water and nobody wants to touch it out of the spigot. So it's a hugely valuable resource, and you're protecting that which comes from nature itself. We're talking to Cody Hall. He's the media spokesman for the Red Warrior Group. They're sort of the Marine Corps for the activism that's going on there. As a matter of fact, in classic Native American tradition, it's often women who step up and do bold things. You can see in this video, this is exclusive video, it's just breaking, not out in public yet. You'll see them cutting the chains that surround the pumps, the oil pumps, and this is going to turn them off, turning off the pumps. Now, let's review what's going on here. Just in the past few days since the presidential debate ignored climate change, we've had multiple hurricanes, we've had tornadoes across the country. All of it seems connected to fossil fuels. And this issue in North Dakota, where we are right now talking on the phone, this issue in North Dakota is all about fossil fuels, huge amounts. Now, the sustained resistance to the Dakota Access Pipeline at the Standing Rock Reservation, there are so many layers of fossil fuels at play here. One is the Spectra-fracked gas pipeline that's going to run right next to the Indian Point nuclear power plant. Just a couple of days ago, activists in 4 different states shut down all 5 tar sands pipelines entering the U.S. from Canada. This is huge. We covered on this program in depth Josh Fox's new film on HBO on climate change, and his producer, Dia Schlossberg, was just arrested, and the footage she was shooting was confiscated. She was there as a journalist, which means they're now shutting up journalists. So much for the First Amendment. Let's just jump in for a second, because one of the things that seems to mystify so many is what is possibly so threatening about Native Americans that you're treated this way.
I think it's a guilt that America still holds on to. The atrocities that have happened towards Indigenous people for over 500 years. And the U.S. government, it trickles down to the people. And I think it's just in general, the people are just, they're just scared of what happened in the past. They don't want it to resurface. It's a horror. Let's not talk about it. Let's not share that because, that's a hard pill to swallow. But, we as Indigenous people, we recognize that. But, we're also not holding anything against, certain people to say that that's your ancestors that did this. But, we need to learn from all of this, and it's like we're on the same path as everybody else, and we're just having our arms opening up to the world and saying, hey, I know that you need a hug, and I know that you need love and compassion, and we're right there, but yet we get past.
We're talking to Cody Hall. He's the media spokesman for the Red Warrior Group. They're sort of the Marine Corps for the activism that's going on there. Shailene Woodley, the actress from the Divergent series, very recently arrested, released on bond. She, among many others, famously being arrested. Why is it that they're telling you that you are worthy of arrest?
Again, it's they're violating our civil rights. They're violating our civil freedoms. North Dakota officials and Morton County officials are now doing mass arrests to shut down people. They want to fearmonger people. And so for them to attack a movie star, they think that, well, you know what, she's a regular person, which yes, she is, but also too they recognize her stardom, and so they think that they can lock her down and put her in shame. But they've been they're trying to do that to the people about on an everyday basis.
I want to thank you so much for joining us. That's the voice of Cody Hall. He's coming to us live from Standing Rock Indian Reservation, and he's there eyewitnessing what's going on. I appreciate your spending time with us. He's the media spokesperson for the Red Warrior Group. Harrison with you. This is Go Harrison. More to come. Maybe this Shay is not C-H-E, but it's S-H-A-I, as in Shailene Woodley, the actress you know from the Divergent series, who was arrested and released on bond while protesting a huge oil pipeline. You've heard of the XL Keystone.
Their awards
All while ferreting out the bottom line.
on all topics, controversial, bizarre, and taboo. Interviewing movers and shakers, agitators, and muckrakers.
But that doesn't answer my question. That is all I'm answering.
With me, Gary Harrison, as your guide.
Harrison with you. This is Go Harrison, carried live on a variety of different streamers. Well, imagine this bigger, badder, and worse straight ahead.
I've spent a decade taking a bite out of conspiracy theories, unraveling urban legends, and grappling with worldwide top secret issues.
I've even racked up some.
It's 2016, and you have to wonder, why would I be wearing a Viva Shay t-shirt? Well, maybe